YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Greatly appreciate you taking the time to click on the video today. If you haven't already, or you're just new to the channel, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment of the video. Just let me know how you're liking College Football 26. Have you played it? Have you watched it? Anything like that. Give me a feedback on what your thoughts are here early in the game. I know if you follow me, I've been kind of hemming and hawing, especially on my streams on Kick. I don't know who to do like a full or Dynasty playthrough with. I'm doing the promotion relegation idea. Go ahead. There's 2 episodes up currently. I'm working on the 3rd and the 4th, but I digress. I found a team that I want to do. These are the settings that I'm going to do. Manual progression XP penalty is at 20%. You typically at 25%, but with the amount of transfers, I feel like the penalty should be a little bit less. I take the pre-order bonuses off because you shouldn't start with 500 or 110 points. I am going to add a play call cooldown to 5 plays and play call limit to 7. Length of quarters are going to be 9. Wear and tear is going to stay on. However, I mess with these a little bit. Normal tackles 25 instead of 50. That's a crazy amount. And then as you can see, we kind of go down the list and I adjust them a little bit. The other thing that I also adjust is the recovery. So play-by-play recovery, instead of 50, it's down to 40. When they call timeout, 45, so on and so forth, as you can see here. Now, here's the crazy thing. I moved from 20 all the way to 30 for max transfers per team. I kept the user player transfer at 55, but I lowered the CPU's player transfer chance to 45. So we'll see how much that affects recruiting. If you've watched any of my streams or if you've watched any of the promotion league, you can see that recruiting is pretty tough. Now, what school am I going to do? Now, it'd be pretty easy to do to one of these two, and I'm not going to lie, I thought pretty heavily about doing Kent State. However, I am a follower of Daddy Demu TV on Twitch. He's doing this on Twitch. I love their colors. They're terrible. They're from Ohio, which, weirdly enough, Ohio is a very, very saturated place for colleges. Akron's also in Ohio. You got Miami of Ohio. You got Ohio University. You got Ohio State. You got Akron. You got Kent State. You got Cincinnati. There's a bunch of schools in there. I think there's like 7 or 8. I've heard that this Kent State is like in a disaster zone. The coach got let go because he was showing up drunk or something. I don't know. That's just what I heard from Daddy Demu. So if it's not right, go yell at him. So the team that I want to do is going to be in a 1-star. I thought about doing Navy. Because I kind of did a quick rebuild of them last year after I rebuilt Army. So thought maybe even Air Force, right? Triple option still. I just didn't really feel it. I did Georgia Southern on stream early last year. Delaware, people are just going to do a lot of Delaware stuff. Coastal, I hate the field. I just hate playing on the field. I think the aesthetic is cool. It's, the Boise State blue field, and then they got this one. I think it's kind of overrated, to be quite honest, but I do like Georgia State. However, I don't know. There's no storyline there. Obviously, you can create rivals and different things like that as you progress up the ladder in Georgia. You could also think about Missouri State. Again, a lot of people are going to use them because they're new to D1. UTSA is one that I really thought hard about, but they are already pretty solid. Like, you look at UTEP, right? They're already 13 spots better than them. and they're in a higher conference. But the team that we're going to settle on is Hawaii. Why I hadn't thought of that before, I don't know. I did see a TikTok. I did see a TikTok about which team is good to go ahead and do. So it just made sense when I read it. You know, it's going to be impossible almost to recruit, because what are you told to do in recruiting? And you're supposed to do proximity to home, because that never changes, right? Like that, if that's their, good Lord, if that's their, or moving, or the player's not moving, which that would be kind of weird if they moved high school, and different things like that. But that's the one that you can kind of sit there and say, you know what, I'm comfortable with that one. We are literally in the middle of the Pacific. So it's going to be tough. It'll be interesting to see if they give, California is close. I'm unsure. So it's really going to be interesting on how we're going to be able to navigate this this recruiting stuff, to be quite honest with you. So we are going to become the new head coach of Hawaii. I know I've been rambling a lot at the beginning of this episode, kind of going through my choices and kind of how I got to those choices. Like I said, the biggest thing that landed on Hawaii is, it's Hawaii, right? So it's aesthetically pleasing. The stadium looks sick. The entrance, I think, the real entrance has natives coming out with you, and different things like that. So there's some type of culture there as well, which I think is really cool. So it's just one of those places where I think it's going to be a really cool opportunity to kind of build a powerhouse in Hawaii. So that's kind of where we came to the decision of how we're going to do that. The jerseys are also sick. So congratulations. We are here. We can look. They had in 2019. They're 10-5, 8-6 the year before, 10-4. In 2006, 2007, they're really relevant. But they've had these random blips of time where they've been pretty solid, but the rest is pretty bad. So we got a 4-year contract to start. Our goal is to win 5 games. We got our work cut out for us. So we'll see what this looks like. First, we're going to have to go look over the team. We got to figure out what we need to put on our board. Obviously, it helps with the needs and wants and different things. But just to see where we're at right now, right? I would probably assume we need a quarterback, but that's not the case. We have 2 freshmen right now. One is a star development. I don't like how he wears number 20. I might have to change that. That's going to drive me insane. He's a 4-star from Southern California. He's a freshman, true freshman, backfield creator. He looks pretty solid. 81 speed, throw power 90, accuracies are not terrible, to be quite honest with you. So, quarterback is in a good spot. His deal breaker is playing time. He's not going to lose that. I can promise you that. He's not going to lose that anytime soon. Halfbacks, we got a senior and a junior. Junior has 91 speed. Pro potential is a deal breaker for him, which is kind of unfortunate because he's the only one that's going to stay here, right? So we're going to have to probably recruit halfback pretty heavy. Receivers, not a whole lot of speed. We do have a junior that's speed, but pro potential, again, is a deal breaker for him, which is not very high. 91 speed junior, though, playing time, he's going to be fine. The senior is leaving, so he should be okay. The only issue with this one is he's a normal dev. This guy is also normal. All of them are normal dev, I guess. So there's that. Tight ends, 2 juniors, both normal development, so nothing crazy. Conference prestige, so we're probably going to lose him unless that's really not that big of a deal to him. But both of those guys might be on the way out. Pro potential for Perry, championship contender for this sophomore. So the potential transfers are so high for this right now. Playing style for this junior agile guy, he is awful. He has normal development. So as we could, we're just going to kind of go through here, and we're going to lose literally everybody, it looks like, to the transfer portal. Playing time for this junior is solid. Playing style is just too low for him. What are these guys? Dev traits, normals. I mean, these guys are just not very good, but also we need to have a team, right? Like, we need to have a team in order to continue building this program. And we can't really, this guy's a star, of course, and he's a senior. Unbelievable. Super senior heavy, too. And the transfer portal, we are going to be hurting. We're going to be in trouble. We might have an okay year this year, but man, are we going to be in trouble. Pro potential, so he's gone too. I can't even look at that anymore. We just need we need everything. Potential transfers are sky high. Just the fact that oh my Lord, so we have 6, 9, 15, 19, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 needs. And that's before anybody's transferring. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Here's the other thing too, right? As you're seeing these up here on the board, and we're going through our recommended, and we are having interest. We have a couple 3-stars here that are interested. But if you try to stretch yourself too far, especially when you need so many players, with trying to get 4-stars and 3-stars, I've learned that it just isn't really even worth it, to be quite honest with you. It's just not even really worth it. So, like, you're battling so many different people. I'm just trying to find proximity to home. Is there a proximity to home? Right here. Where's this guy from? He's from Florida. Yeah, right. So we're in the 5-stars, right? And the only one that like is playing time is just left end. We have nothing really tying him to, and look at those top 5. So it doesn't do us any good to go after them. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. We don't have any interest here for these 4-stars. Now, what I will say is I will try and find like a 4-star that goes under the radar and try to get him. Road artist. No, man. Playing style. Oh, no. These two are playing style, too. Well, at least I'm completely controlling these guys, because playing styles looks like it's going to be pretty heavy, which is not ideal. But we're going to throw all of these players on here. 3-stars that want to be here, which is fantastic. Why is this guy just randomly in here? Okay, sure. He's a pass protector, which I don't love, but we're just going to continue to go down these 3-stars, and we're going to add them unless they are we do need a punter, right? I've added 2 kickers already just because I'm going down and they're interested in being here. Terrible. All right. This is just not ideal. But 3-stars, especially here early, we're just going to have to try to get them in here. to be quite honest with you. All right, board set. Yeah, I really just went through and I took out all the kickers that I put on there. I also scouted the outside linebackers and a couple of the guards, and then made decisions by archetypes from there. So we have 25 people on the board. However, we have 4 2-stars that we didn't touch. And then this punter as well, we didn't really do anything with. So everybody else has gotten offered a scholarship. I have very little information about them. But that's just kind of how we have to go about it at this point in time, in my eyes, right? And it might not be the right way to go about it, but that's kind of the way that we're going to do it. Now, first year, I'm not going to touch the schedule. However, I definitely wouldn't be playing week 0. I would want a home game week 9. Or 12. Or 6. But I would not be playing Stanford. But, this is the schedule. So we start non-conference, 4 straight. We got Stanford, Arizona. Stanford, maybe iffy. Arizona's definitely winnable. Sam Houston, a little iffy. FCS needs to be winnable. Fresno, I always struggle with. Air Force, because of how they play, should be a winnable game. Utah State should be winnable. Colorado State's going to be tough. San Jose State always plays me tough. San Diego State is a toss-up. It is at home. UNLV, think we're going to lose. Wyoming, I think we're going to lose. So what was that, 5 wins? That's exactly what we need. So it's kind of what we're looking at here. So that is the schedule. All right, here is the board on week 0. I know a lot of talking in this one to get into the game, just to set up and different things. But here's a quick look. So Sam, he is a gem. I mean he looks really, really good. 83 speed, 87 excel. 85 strength, 80 tackle already. Zone coverage is an 80. He's a Sam. We might move him to middle linebacker. Like, no lie. He might be our sub linebacker. Anyway, left guard, have 40 on him. We're not in the interest group yet. The only school that's offered him is Sam Houston. Everybody else on that board, I feel like we can compete, especially with playing time. Then we have the next tier at 30. If you aren't in first place, you got 30 points, essentially. And the reason I do that is because it's probably more than the other teams are going to give them. And then if I'm already in first place, I'm jumping people. Like the least amount of points should be going on them. And then I also, once we get down to here, when there's only one offer and it was us and we're in first place, I just kept it at 10. That's pretty much how I set it up. Is it the best way? No. There's a reason, though, why I put 50 points on him. I want him. This is the only player that I really know that I really want outside of maybe this guy, right? But that's just kind of how we went about it. All right, game time. I know that it was kind of a lengthy intro. I know that's a lot of talking, but now the talking's over. Let's hop into the game. We host Stanford. All right, offense gets to start. I'm gonna leave 20 on him for this game. If I really start to get bothered by it, I'm gonna switch it. And this running back felt awful. Oh no, we might be in some big trouble. We're gonna go ahead and hit the tight end. We got some blockers out in front on the RPO. It's gonna pick up a first down. I am going to turn on 2 clock. I don't like to have accelerated clock because at the end of quarters and halves, it really gets messy. So we're going to just go with the 2 clock option. I'm going to go ahead and throw a screen. I'm pretty sure this is the backup running back. So we already have kind of a dual threat look at running back. This guy is the one with 91 speed, I'm pretty sure. Bearfield is the slower one, from what I'm gauging. We're going to get it over to Harris. Truthfully, I'm not going to remember players much. because A, they're going to be gone. B, they're going to be gone, whether they're seniors or they're going to transfer. So, and quite frankly, with the little bit that I showed you was the first time I looked at the roster. Period. So that's kind of where we're at. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 after the throwaway. We're going to wait for that drag. Oh, that is a good ball. That is a good move. Can we get in the end zone? Not quite. That's going to get down to the 1-yard line. That's a really good ball. I've been trying, and if you've been following me through College Football 25 as number 20, our quarterback gets into the end zone, touchdown, Rainbow Warriors. If you're following me through the College Football 25 season, I tried to sit heavy on drags, on dig routes behind the drag routes, because the linebackers typically sync up on that drag route. So I've been really trying to be conscious at hitting that dig route. So just keep an eye out on that if you could, and make sure you correct me in the comments if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Now, I said Stanford might be a little bit of a stretch to win, but that first drive felt good outside of Barfield running the ball. But we're going to come up with our defense. Our middle linebacker shoots the gap, and it's going to be a tackle for loss. And we are kind of cruising here to start the game. Kind of scared to say that because it can go south very quickly. It's going to be an option. They're going to get to the outside. Can we cut them off? We can't. This is not good. Our middle linebacker chases him down yet again. So just based off of that one, we're going to conservative that. Let the quarterback run. We're going to have flow coming to the quarterback, so we don't have to worry about that. We need to worry about the pitch guy. It's going to go right to the running back on 1st and 10. We're tackled for loss, 2nd and 11. We're going to go man-to-man here, which is going to be a disaster, so we need to get into the backfield here with our blitz, but they do decide to run it, which actually helped us out in that case. And it's going to be 3rd and 11. They're going to go one back. We're going to go shift to the left. They're going to throw a screen. Can we get enough bodies out there? We chase them down. We held them up enough in the blockers, and they're going to have to punt. What a great first drive on both sides of the ball, really, for Hawaii here. I love it. We're gonna see pretty much every play here, hence why I know 9 minutes seems like forever, but that's why we chew clock. And then defensively, you're still getting that full feel, and your players are having the opportunity to get a decent amount of tackles and different things. The biggest thing is for play styles, getting sacks, trying to have enough time to do that and keep people. Because as we've all seen and heard, as we almost get a safety there, the transfer portal is brutal in this game, and we made it even worse by allowing 30 of our players to transfer. So we get it to number 3 yet again. This guy is going to be our main bread and butter. We do have to punt, though. So it'll be 4th and 2, just a little bit too deep in our own end to feel comfortable with punting or with going for it. So we'll go ahead and punt it. We need to get off our blocks, though, because he's going to have some space. And it was a pretty decent return. Broke off that first tackle, but outside of that, we contained it pretty well. We have a D tackle dropping into a 3 hook right now. That's the one you decide to throw to? What is he doing? All right, this defense of scheme is kind of wild. I love it. Get off the block. He's going to stiff arm, or it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. We're going to go 0 look, cover 0. We're going to shift and slant. Yep, and we sat on that. Let's go. They're going to have to punt yet again. Defense showing up huge in the beginning of this game. They're going to have to punt yet again. They're going to boot it right into the end zone. We don't even need to worry about going to get it. The Stanford Cardinal tree. It's a wild mascot. Gonna go ahead and go to a screen pass. We got blockers out front. They're gonna pick up 9. And remember, we need to, it seems like we need to throw the ball a bunch. So that's what we're gonna kind of rely on here. Oh, that's picked. I don't know why he got so hung up on that, but are they going to call illegal touching? Let's go. All right. I mean, I agree. He was 7 yards down the field. He couldn't get off of his guy. All right. We're going to actually send him on a slant route. Oh, we can't escape. That guy got onto us so fast. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 24. Oh, boy. All right, well, let's see if we can cut that down a little bit. We're going to get hit as we throw, so it's going to be 3rd and 24. It's not looking good. Not looking good. And we have 2 choice routes on the field. We are terrible up front. We cannot get ourselves in those situations. We're going to have to punt yet again. Seems like we have a pretty decent, okay, I was going to say pretty decent punter, but we just booted out of bounds. 10 seconds left of the first quarter. 7-2-0 here. Okay, why are they flipping? What are we doing? Okay, they're going to just run the clock out the rest of the way. We've been handling their rushing attack pretty well. So, not terribly upset about it. 7-0 again. Stanford was one of those games where I was kind of iffy on what we were going to look like, especially being the first game. I mean, we have negative 16 rushing yards because of the sacks, but we've held the ball for over three times longer than they have. And we put together a scoring drive the first time we had it. So all sitting pretty solid at this point in time. They're going to send a receiver in motion. They're going to go ahead and step back and pass. They throw it right at my user, but it's a little bit over the head. We're going to go ahead and pinch blitz here. Again, aggressive nature of Chief Tummy Tuck is going to come out to play. Again, we talked about going for it on that 4th down, but at that point in time, oh, he fumbles. Tackling, thank you. You saw the adjustment there, making the quarterback do it himself instead of pitching it and getting outside of us. So great job, great adjustment by Chief Tummy Tuck and the staff. We got to make sure that we continue to do that. I wish there was just a one setting that you could do that in the coaching settings and different things. I don't know if there is. Anyway, as I was saying, we talked about going for it on that 4th down, but we were in like the 22-yard line of our side. We were on option and we fumbled. Sick. All right, well, now the defense is backed up, and he has all the space up the middle to run. They're going to pick up a 1st down right away, and we're kind of reeling now. That sudden change is tough to deal with. We just ran into our own linebacker, so we're not going to get out here. We are going to be able to make the tackle, though. Almost thought that was going to be a touchdown. Is that fumble going to be the turn of events that Stanford needed? They're going to send motion. They're going to jet pass it. We're up there ready, but he almost ran through 6 of our guys to get in the end zone. Insane. All right, here we go. Come on. Get a stop here. Got to get a stop. 2nd and goal from the 2. They're going to snap it. They're going to hand it off. He's going to find the cutback crease. It's going to be a touchdown Stanford. It's a really quick drive for them after the turnover by the offense. things that we just cannot do, especially when we're this poor. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hand this off. This guy is a beast. I kind of like him. He's got a good feel. Got 9 yards there. We just got to make sure we continue to get this ball out quick. We don't have the time to try to let things develop. And our quarterback, just quite frankly, as a freshman, right, is just not good enough to stand in there and just deliver these passes. We're going to give this guy a shot. He's huge. I saw that they're sending all-out pressure. We actually had a corner out on the safety who was kind of sitting there flat-footed. So we thought we'd give Harris a chance, but obviously didn't pan out. And those two were ready for the screen. Maybe we can't run those anymore. All right. Senecal needs to win off the line here. He does. Just throw it up to him. Let him right under it. Did he possession catch that? And if he did, why? I don't understand why he would have done that. That's going to be a pick. What am I doing? He might take it all the way back, too, because he just broke my ankles. Why am I throwing that? I just thought the linebacker was going to come off of it, and he just didn't because he had no reason to. Now we give them a short field again. They're running back, Superman, and holy, what is happening? Look at all these smart choice routes. I just don't think that we're in a position to really run that many. I mean, what are we doing? But we playmaker them up. 4:20 left here in the second quarter. This game has really turned on its head. We felt pretty good in the first possession, and since then we've had a fumble. We've thrown an interception, and they've turned both of those turnovers into points. So we really got to take care of the football. I just don't know why we're trying to force things as we're going to try to force one again. Why are you not looking for the ball? That is disappointing. That was definitely the read. We do have press over again on Senecal. This time he doesn't win it, though. But he does come down with the ball. We gave him a shot. He went up and got it. Absolutely. Let's go. Senecal obviously is going to be our guy. We've shown that. And we got to make sure that even though we want to pass a lot, we got to get this guy involved as well. He's played super well when we've given him the opportunity. We got to make sure we continue to feed him as well. To change up the pace, we're going to go ahead and hit Harris. He's going to bring it down to the 3. And we are on the 3-yard line, as I just mentioned, and we are ready to punch this in and tie up the game. We've got to find a way to do it. Running the ball might not be that thing. And I'm not running a screen at this point in time because they are sitting all over him. Why did they call timeout? I'm confused. I don't know why they would call a timeout, but can we get that out there? We do. Tight end catches it. Touchdown. Rainbow Warriors. What a good settle-down drive. What a huge play by Senecal. All right, here we go. What is happening? All right. Nice little crossing route by them on first down. Oh, they have chew clock on too. Wait, what? Have they always had that on? I'm confused. He's going to step up. He's going to slide down. We tried to end his life, but can't do that. Can't do that. Here we go. In game. In game. Yes, in game. We're going to take this corner. We're going to get home. Sack. First sack of the day. First sack of the year. Great job by the D-tackle getting in there. It's going to be 27 seconds left here and counting. It's going to be 2nd and 16. We'll see what they're not really moving very quickly for wanting to go down and score. They call time out there, though. So, with 18 seconds left, 3rd and 4, they call a timeout. Corner route. Our star corner just got absolutely cooked. Like, what? We got to go zone. We can't play him man-to-man. It's just, we just can't. Can't do it. They have 4 wide to the left. What? That's insane. Let's see what they do here. Hitch route. Nope. 2 crossers. We get home again. They used their last timeout. 10 seconds left. I'm pretty sure it was that same guy. Nope, it wasn't. All right. I thought it was the same guy that got the sack last time. I really don't like that we're playing that. We cannot play man-to-man. They go 4 wide again. What is this? I mean, it's kind of sick, but I don't like going against it. 5 seconds left, 3rd and 13. Kind of just setting up for them to be able to get to the end zone with a Hail Mary. We're going to take Smith and we're going to actually rush the passer. So they're just going to go quick. They're not going to have enough time to get up and kick the field goal, though. That's going to be it for the half. It is 14-14 here on the island of Hawaii. Defense starts the second half on the field. See if we can get another stop here. They're going to try to go back to the running game, which I don't blame them because he had 77 yards in the first half, well, 75 yards in the first half. 2 there to start the second half. So I don't blame them at all for trying to get him going again. They're going to find the tight end, and that is probably his most favorite target to go to is the tight end. So we're going to kind of sit on this tight end here and see what route he does. It's going to be a receiver screen. We get through. We're going to force a punt to start the second half. What a great job by the defense coming out of the half, ready for their plays in the script. Let's see if we can get a pretty decent return here. I haven't done a whole lot of punt returns in the game, but I have seen that there is room for some playmaking, so I love that. Maybe I'll have to do a few more as we continue to get through, especially on this series. We're probably going to be doing majority of them. So, oh God, don't fumble. My brain froze when we started using that play. But we're definitely going to be using them in this series. So we're going to hit Barfield. He's going to only pick up 1. He was really the only guy that was open. So we got 3rd and 11. After we got to stop the start, we are struggling to get out of the gates here in the second half. We're going to have the drag route. We should be able to get to the first down. We're going to spin back inside the 30, and that's going to be a first down. We got Demarius Davis having over 250 yards here already in the game. We walked right into that sack, man. I need to step up in the pocket, not continue to retreat backwards. That's just poor decision-making by me. I don't know why they keep pressing this man, because he's just going to keep burning them. Touchdown, Rainbow Warriors, to take the lead here early here in this second half. Home opener, week 0 game against Stanford. We got to continue this momentum. We got to continue to push through and look for these big plays, because it seems like it's the only thing that's keeping us from turning the ball over, these big plays. So we got to make sure we continue to look at that as they bring it just outside the 17-yard line. Gives our defense a really good field position here to start. We got to make sure we focus on the run in the early downs, and then make sure we just keep them in front in the later downs. But they're going to go ahead and throw it first. They're going to throw it to the flat. Our corner is sitting right on that flat route. They did have 2 outbreaking routes that were pretty open, to be honest with you. I don't know why he didn't attack that. They're going to go to the ground on second down. Corner's got to come up, make a tackle. He does a great job of wrapping up. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. I thought they would for sure run on first down, but they end up not. And they do on third down. Safety, corner, come up, make tackles, and it's going to be yet another fourth down. So the running back, has 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the 1 touchdown was like 24 yards, right? So it kind of boosts his stats a little bit. We're not going to have any space to run on that punt return. But we have the lead, 21-14. We're going to start this drive with a Sims screen. See if they read this like they did at the end of the first half. They do not read it as well as they did. We're going to get him out in space. He's only going to pick up 9, 257 yards for the quarterback. And we're really going to have to make sure that we focus on getting him in rhythms, because there's a lot of play styles that we need to make sure we get to, and they moved 94 out to cover our slot guy. What are they doing? 3-10, 18-25. He does have that interception, but he gives us a 28-14 lead here with just under 6 minutes left to go here in the season opener. The backdrop of this is kind of sick. The little purple writing just over the scoreboard. You have that dome figure out on the left there on the zoom out screen. Barfield, our running back, goes up and misses a tackle. The parking ramp to the right. There's just so many cool things here. If you really want a cool site, is it UTEP? It's like literally they're the miners, and it's literally in the mountain as we get home yet again. So if we need sack play styles, we better be kicking it off pretty well, because we have been getting to the quarterback, especially the second quarter, and here early in the third quarter. They're going to go right to the running back, and he blows up the next play. Gets a tackle, then he blows up the next play. What is happening right now? Our defense is firing on all cylinders. They're just going to hand it off. What are they doing? It's going to be 4th and 14 now with 5:20 left to go. This is a drive where we can kind of sit back a little bit, and we really have to make sure we focus on taking some clock out. Drain this clock. Unless we just go ahead and, he's hurt. He was the one that I put Popino in for. And he's back there returning punts. That's really solid. All right, here we go. Quick hitting routes. We're going to have A wide open. We're going to get down 2nd and 1, 3:19, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, and that interception was just really bad by me. They did it again. Can I put a slot fade or something on here? Can too. Let's carry him. All right. They went and did it again. 94's on him. If they keep making that adjustment, I'm going to keep hitting over the top. They cannot put him out there. I know that's probably a glitch or bug in the game, but I'm going to keep exploiting it until they figure it out. It's going to be 35-14, and the team that I was worried about in the non-conference, quite frankly, the most, even over Sam Houston, we are absolutely killing them. After they took the 14-7 lead, we have 28 unanswered against the Cardinal, and we're going to see if we can get another little fumble here. Not another fumble, but get a fumble, another momentum play. We do not, but they only get it to the 17 yet again. Their return guy needs to really figure that out. They're going to go to the air. They're going to go to the tight end. We're going to knock it out yet again. They've really tried to get the ball out early. They've tried to hit flats. They've tried to hit tight ends on quick outs. And our defense has just been ready for it. We've been playing a lot of hard flats. Oh, I vacated that middle so much there. We just had too much going on with the blitz. We didn't have enough to cover everything. I knew that they were going to go to a flat under route over on the right side, so I went and jumped that slant, and that wasn't the play. I had sucked up on a play action again. Tight end's going to catch it. They're starting to move a little bit here. We're going to bring a corner blitz on this one. It's going to be from the short side of the field, which is obviously the better side because it gets there quicker. So we'll see if we can get home. We're going to sit on this. We did get there. He slips the sack, though, gets it out as he's getting hit by a second player. But the corner got there, made it impossible for the quarterback to get the ball out. Another RPO, little action there. We're going to make it 3rd and 6. We got to just make sure that we stay locked in here. Yes, it feels like the game's kind of out of reach for them, but there's 3:40 left. So it's never out of reach, especially when we can't play the ball like we used to last year. That's going to be a pass breakup, though. And they're going to go for a bomb of a kick, 57 yards. They do have the wind, I think, so we'll see if he has enough leg. It's up, and it is good. He could have kicked that from like 62 probably. So they do get points, first time since middle of the second quarter. It's 37-17. We are still in a pretty solid position. We do need to take time off the clock this time, though. I know I said it last time, then they came out in that stupid formation where number 97's out on Harris. We are going to kill some of the clock here. I really got to get better at not hitting the sprint button right when we get the ball. I heard that it kind of releases the blocking assignments, and the players get off a little bit more. So something that I've been working on as well. So we'll see if that's really it's really a thing. Okay, we do have the slot fade out here, but they do have a corner on it. We just got to come back to it, make the catch. What a catch there. We are close to 400 yards passing here against this team from the ACC. So, we don't even have chew clock on. That's tough. All right, we're going to pick up 8, excuse me. We're going to go 2nd and 2. We're going to go back to the zone read option here. We're going to show that we do have confidence in him with the pitch. 94 was out there in coverage again. I don't know why they keep doing that, but they should probably stop. He's out there again, I think. Is he a linebacker? We can't catch that one. I thought for sure that was an easy conversion, but as we saw there, it's not. This is a position where, we're more apt to go for it. We're going to go ahead and run a zig route on top or underneath the slant route from Senecal. So we'll see what we got open. We got the zig. We're going to get the first down. We're going to be able to bleed some more of this clock out. So this is going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We are just past midfield here, up 35-17 in the season opener against Stanford here in Hawaii. He had a pretty good burst there. I like that from him. If we can have a burst from Barfield, that's going to be really solid. Nice little 1-2 punch with Sims and him. As we are going to move into the 4th quarter here in Hawaii. What a performance by the Rainbow Warriors. It started good, and then it didn't start, and then it went bad, and then it's been pretty good ever since. So we got to make sure that we continue to work on getting some passing yards, as that D tackle just destroyed everybody on our O-line. Because there's a lot of play style deal breakers within our receiver room. No, don't go upfield. And what are you doing? So we need to make sure that we keep that in mind, and being able to play the full game makes it a lot easier to do that than doing like a sim series like we are with the promotion and relegation series that we have going on in the channel right now. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we do have episodes 1 and 2 up. Working on episodes 3 and 4 as well, so keep an eye out on those. If you want to know when they become live, go ahead and hit that bell and you'll get notification. Why did you run a post? That is a crazy catch, but why did you run a post? If he stays in the seam, that's a touchdown. That's why I threw it. I wanted him to stay in the seam. Unbelievable. Far field. Guy didn't stay on his block, but I also ran right into the tackler, so can't really be all that upset on him. Also have to take some of the blame on me as well. 5 minutes coming up here in the fourth quarter. I did not like that route. Just hang on to it. Thank you. 3rd and 1. We're going to see if we can trust this quarterback with this play yet again. We are in a position where he needs to take care of the ball. He's going to flip it to Sims early, and that's going to be a touchdown. Under 5 minutes here. That is probably the nail in the coffin for Stanford. It is going to be 42-17. 4.5 left. And as I go through, I'm not afraid to change some of the settings, such as the quarter length and different things like that. We do have chew clock on. We didn't have chew clock on the first part of the second half because I forget that at halftime it takes off that setting. We have 400 and some yards passing. We haven't ran the ball very much, and we haven't ran it very well. So, yes, 400 seems like a lot, but if that's all we're doing, right, that's probably going to be a pretty consistent thing that's a really quick, I don't know if that was an RPO or if that was just play action, but that was so fast. I barely had any time to react to the throw at all at the middle linebacker spot. We're going to take this. They're going to go out to the flat, just go and tackle him, but he's going to spin move and kind of do a little subtle juke move, too, to kind of take that pursuing defender out of the play as well. So they use that running back quite a bit. Pretty annoying to play against, to be quite honest, but that's the way it is. A lot of quick hitters, a lot of quick seam routes, and I guess we're just going to send everybody at this point. Good Lord. I really don't like that, especially against this look. They're gonna pick up another first down. It's 3.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Again, really, really solid performance on the behalf of our team, because this is a team that I was really worried about playing. Although their running back just went over 100 yards on 15 carries, which is not a good look for the defense. So hopefully we don't have any D tackles that play style is rushing yards, because might not look very pretty for us in the recruiting area, but that's not what we need to worry about at this point in time. Stanford is looking to get into the end zone, though, which is something that I don't want to let happen, but it's going to with the quarterback, because we can't cover the tight end and spy him, so he's going to get into the end zone. They're going to make it 24-42, and our goal this drive is to get this game done and over with. Not give them the ball back with the momentum that they have. They're going to onside kick this. Please just catch it. Thank you. Just under 3 minutes left, and we are well on our way to getting the first win for Cheap Tummy Tuck as the head coach of the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. We're going to pick up a first down there. We're going to have to run one more before the 2-minute timeout. And if we're going to be able to run the ball too, the Mountain West better watch out, because it's going to be tough to stop us if we're throwing for 400 and being able to run efficiently. And what is this play calling, by the way? Barmore breaks a tackle again as we go back to the ground. They're not going to call any of their timeouts. See, now this is a pass play that I can get behind. Just go for a quick little screen pass. Try to pick up the first down. Oh my. They got in there so fast. So fast. Oh, it's still not going to do well, Davis is cold, and he threw for about 340 yards, which That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Final 45-24. What a start for Chief Tummy Tuck and the Rainbow Warriors. Yeah, I'm not expecting that type of output very frequently. 424 on 75% completion percentage, which is crazy for me, by the way. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing the ball, 9 for 37, 7 for 30, so it was 67 yards on 16 attempts. He had 9, but those are all sacks, so I'm not too worried about it. He did run for a touchdown. Sims also got into the end zone as well. Receiving, obviously, Senecal had a huge game. Harris also had a huge game with 126 and 2 touchdowns, 176 for Senecal and a touchdown. Salava also got into the end zone with 3 catches, 25 yards, 4 catches for Sims for 23, 3 for Papunu for 38, and Ashlock 2 for 27. Barfield also 2 for 9. So a lot of great work out of the offense today, spreading it around, which is what we need. Mendolia Jensen put 10 tackles to lead the team. Taylor had 8, 4 for loss, 6 for Wilson Jones. Edwards II got 6. Manuma also had 5 with 3 tackles for loss. Benton had 5 with 2 tackles for loss. So we had crazy amount of tackles for loss. 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of them. 3 sacks on the day. Johnson the third, Sakona, and Benton. We didn't have any interceptions. They're very tough to come by, I've found, in this game, but a huge performance, 45-24, in the season opener. And that is going to be the episode. It's going to be a little bit longer. I apologize for that, but it's just the setup, going through the settings, the picking of the team, the ideas behind that, setting up the recruiting board, talking about how the recruiting stuff's going to look. All that stuff kind of takes time. So it's not going to be as long in videos as it is this one, but we are going to be able to see the full game. I'm going to make sure that we have Chew Clock on the entire game. All those things will be taken care of next episode. And if I forget, yell at me in the comments. I greatly appreciate you clicking on the video. If you haven't and you made it this far, hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button as well. Leave a comment. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.